Battlefield 1. Why is Battlefield 1 the best multiplayer FPS game in my opinion? Let me explain. Battlefield 1 is considered by many to be the best Battlefield game next to Battlefield 4. I would say it's the most complete FPS game. I'm going to talk mostly about the multiplayer and briefly go over the campaign. Let's start with the maps. Here is where Battlefield 1 immediately starts to set itself apart from all the other FPS games. Let's take Modern Warfare as an example. This also applies to most other COD games. When you walk around in these maps, like every box or car, even stairs feel like very placed. It feels like sometimes it shouldn't actually be there, but they just place it there to provide some cover or break up the map a little bit. There's of course nothing wrong with that, but it always makes you feel like you're playing in some sort of arena. When you look at Battlefield 1, well, everything you see feels like it should be there. It feels like if you would visit these places back then, it would be exactly like that. And I know Battlefield takes a more realistic approach than other FPS games, but still, the environment feels more alive. Every map has a different feel, atmosphere, and playstyle. From the hot, giant cyanide desert to the underground and dark feeling corridors of Fort de Vaux, the game is open to try any kind of playstyle you want. The base games were amazing already. I would consider them the best maps in the game. Ballroom Blitz and Amiens being my personal favorites. The first DLC maps were really good too, like I had some extremely good matches on there. The later DLC maps were a bit meh, but still very enjoyable to play. And of course not every map can be amazing. Of course, now that I'm talking, the game mode I'm leaning towards more is Operations. The other game modes are good, don't get me wrong, but it just, if you want to jump into a quick game or test some weapons. I love War Pigeons and Domination, like just some chaos on a smaller map, but Operations is where the game really shines. First time jumping into a game of Operations, I had no clue what was happening. First the epic cutscene, getting your orders, then jumping into the game, spawning with all your teammates, rushing into position. When you hear all those soldiers scream, yes, this is where the game sucked me in immediately. And after all these years of playing, I still get that same amazing feeling. But how will you know what class to take with the type of playstyle you enjoy most? Well, the classes in this game are perfect. Every single class shines in its own way. You really need to push the last flag with only 7 tickets left? No problem. Take the assault class, some dynamite, anti-tank grenades, pushing with your SMG while throwing some smoke. It doesn't get much better than that. Feel like your team is weak while attacking? You know, take a medic, heal and revive to keep your team going. But don't underestimate this class, you can do some serious damage with the medic. It's my personal favorite class. I like to take support for defense, big heavy guns with a lot of bullets to fight an incoming army. Resupply your teammates to keep the suppressing fire going. Sometimes not hitting enemies is still helping your team, especially for that annoying sniper in the distance. Last but not least, sniper or scout. And I know, I'm not talking about those 2 or 3 dudes at the back of the map with their 10 times scope shooting people 700 meters away. No, sniper is extremely powerful when done right. Oh, and by the way, little side note, Battlefield 1 has the best feeling sniping I've ever felt. But okay, going into the field with your sniper, positioning yourself just right so you can pick off enemies left and right without knowing where you are is the most satisfying thing to do. And it really can upset like the enemy's organization. All of these classes put together, with all their positives, you can make an incredible effective team. If everybody understands and works together, you will have the most incredible games. Let's touch briefly on how the game feels. So, games like Apex or even COD, they feel snappy and fast, and don't get me wrong, that's a nice feeling. But Battlefield feels heavy and rough. That fits the aesthetic of World War I very well. You don't feel fast with your giant machine gun in your hand, so positioning and aim is all that matters. You don't have anything else to think about. Like I said, in other games you have like abilities or power-ups that can make the game interesting, of course, but I just like how it's just you and your gun. Your ability is just to position yourself well. And of course maybe some grenades, but that makes Battlefield 1 battles feel very real. And an important aspect in this game, what makes it so much better as well, is sound. Every single weapon sounds unique in its own way. And after playing it for a good amount of times, without even seeing the enemy, you know what gun they are using, just by the sound of it. What can give you an advantage. The soldiers in-game also talk to you. If you do a kill, give orders or give ammo, it's all so interactive and alive. And next to that is the music. The music, man. It's simply iconic. It's definitely in my top 2 favorite game music, and it's not second. Okay, no, for real. The music in Battlefield 1 is from another world. From the menu screen to the last minute of operations, it makes the game so much more intense. I like just listening to it on Spotify because the atmosphere that the music brings is actually pretty hard to explain. You'll have to listen to it yourself. Let's now go over some things I haven't touched as much in the game. To start with our vehicles, so boats, tanks, planes and so on. I've never really actually been into them. It's just not very interesting to me. I like the ground combat, and sitting in a plane or tank isn't really for me. It's not part of my playstyle. I know it can help your team a lot, and I leave that to the people who know how to use planes and tanks in an effective way. Of course, you have always those douchebags that just stay in spawn with their tank and try and shoot people, but I'm not talking about them. Next to that, you have the campaign, and don't get me wrong, the campaign is surprisingly good. I haven't completed the whole thing, because I just wanted to play multiplayer, but if you're looking for a solid campaign as well, Battlefield 1 offers interesting stories from all type of different characters, and is something definitely worth checking out. And of course you can make a game without flaws, so let me tell you about the most annoying flaws of this game. First of all, grenade spamming. Yeah, that can get pretty bad in this game. Sometimes you are stuck in a corridor and every 3 seconds 4 grenades are thrown at your face and there's nothing to do. Just, you know, throw grenades back at them. That can really get annoying. And talking about really annoying, the planes! The planes can be an extreme pain in the ass. If your team doesn't bother to take them down, you being on a kill streak or just doing good, it's just annoying then when you get taken down by that annoying 150 level plane guy. That made me turn off the game multiple times. Or that annoying sniper across the map, just laying there hoping to get some kills. Next to that are of course some glitches. Sometimes when you try to jump, you lay down, or you try to aim and your gun is to the side of you and stuff like that. But luckily that doesn't happen a lot and it doesn't ruin the game. So after making this video, I'll be probably like, oh fuck, damn it, I forgot to say this and that. But it is what it is. Battlefield 1 is the most complete multiplayer FPS game out there. I wish there were still more servers alive. You can always find a game, but not always the game mode you want or the map you want to play. But all good things must come to an end, I guess. And I had an amazing time spending all of my hours into this game. Thank you, Battlefield 1.